Ladies and gentlemen, please stand as we honor Lieutenant Colonel Brandon Shah and receive him into this place of remembrance, and then remain standing for the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave through the night that a flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. On behalf of the Shaw family, thank you for being here. Today we gather to honor the life, service, and sacrifice of Lieutenant Colonel Brandon Shah, a soldier, leader, mentor, husband, father, and friend. Each of us enters this moment with a different connection to him, but we are united in our desire to remember him well, honor him rightly, and stand with this family. There's real grief here because someone we love is gone, but there's also something else that stands alongside it, the respect for a life that was lived with purpose, and gratitude for the impact he made on people, on our Army, and on those closest to him. Because of Brandon's profession of faith in Jesus Christ, we enter this service with hope. We grieve, but we grieve with the confidence knowing that an evil act is not the final word. And his legacy does not end today. It continues in the people he led, the family he loved, and the example he set. This service includes Holy Scripture, personal testimony, special music, video tribute, and a traditional Christian message.
Good afternoon, family and friends. I'm Brandon's sister. He used to call me Nee. So I'll be reading a few scriptures. So I'll be reading Psalms 23 and Psalms 143. Psalms 23 brings comfort in times like this when we ask, why? Why take such a great man with so much life left to live? Psalms 143, on the other hand, feels deeply personal. When going through my brother's things, 143 was the page that opened and marked in his Bible. As I read it to Catherine, she said, your brother is guiding even from afar. So I can't help but feel like these words were meant to be heard today. like a message from him to all of us. This is my brother's Bible, and today I have the honor of reading from it. So Psalms 23. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters. He restores my soul. He guides me in the path of righteousness for his name's sake. You prepared a table for me in the presence of my enemies. You have anointed my head with oil. My cup overflows. Surely goodness and loving kindness will follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. In Psalms 143, my brother had this mark and it opened first. So that's what I'm going to start from where he left off, which was 4. He has crushed my life to the ground. He has made me dwell in dark places, like those who have long been dead. Therefore my spirit is overwhelmed within me. My heart is appalled within me. I remember the days of old. I meditate on all your doings. I muse on the work of your hands. I stretch out my hands to you. My soul longs for you as a parched land. Answer me quickly, O Lord, my spirit fails. Do not hide your face from me, or I will become like those who go down to the pit. Let me hear your loving kindness in the morning, for I trust in you. Teach me the way in which I should walk, for to you I lift up my soul. Deliver me, O Lord, from my enemies. I take refuge in you. Teach me to do your will, for you are my God. Let your spirit lead me on level ground. For the sake of your name, O Lord, revive me. In your righteousness, bring my soul out of trouble. And in your loving kindness, cut off my enemies and destroy all those who afflict my soul. For I am your servant, a servant. And that's exactly what my brother was. He served others with compassion and a sacrificial love, a strength only a superhero could carry. Being 15 months apart, there was a lot of love, but a lot of jokes. I used to call him Blank Man, like the 90s Wayans movie, because he was always fixing things and acting like he was a superhero. I say that because it's no longer an act. There's Superman, Black Panther, Captain America, but above all, we have a real hero, Lieutenant Colonel Brandon Shah. Your cape is the real deal now. Soar, brother, and fly high.
On December 15, 2014, I prayed at Brandon's change of command ceremony, and I addressed the Almighty by saying, "Dear gracious Creator." And then a few more lines into the prayer, I asked the Almighty to solemnize this change of command with your presence. Let us pray. Dear gracious Creator, today's gathering is far different than it was many years ago in that hangar on Hunter Army Airfield. And now more than ever, I pray that you would solemnize this occasion with your presence. Help us, our God, as we seek to honor a life and as we grieve this premature death. Speak to us in these moments and allow us to find life and light in the midst of difficulty and darkness. It's because of your love and sacrifice that we pray. Amen.
Good afternoon, everybody. Anyone that knew my husband, he always had a plan A and a plan B. Today, I have a plan A, a plan B, and a surefire plan C to get me through this. And if you don't hear the words from me, you hear it from the plan C. First, thank you all for being here today. Many people here will speak about Brandon's professional life, his service, his leadership, and his incredible impact on his soldiers, and how he was as an instructor. But no one knew Brandon like me. So today I'll share with you the man behind the uniform, the husband, and the father he was. Life is really about choices. And our story is about two of them. Why Brandon chose me to be his wife, and why I chose him to be my husband. Brandon expected excellence because he was extraordinary. He had the philosophy about doing everything. He used to say, I was in the business of creating diamonds. And if you know anything about diamonds, you know they start as something simple, a piece of coal, but with shaping, teaching, nurturing, and yes, pressure, something extraordinary is created. That was Brandon. He believed in discipline, he believed in focus, and he used to say, make the main thing, Cat. Don't get distracted by the little things. Focus on the mission, put in the work, accomplish the goal, one step at a time. That's how we live, and that's how he lived. That's how he taught, and that's how he loved. Some people might be wondering things. Why did you choose to speak first? Why did you bring Brandon back here? Why isn't she angry? Why hasn't she gone to the news or blamed somebody or entity? Well, Brandon chose me to be his wife, his partner, his best friend for a reason. We are not a family of why, we are a family of do.
Right.
If Brandon didn't like something, he didn't sit around asking why. He would say, okay, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do about it? Let me give you an example. Our son, Lucas, is incredible. He's incredibly smart and curious. He made the superintendent list all year. And for the people in the back, that's all A's. But if Lucas ever came home with a B on a test, Brandon never asked why, because the test had already happened. Instead, he would say, okay, what are we gonna do so next time it's an A? Then we would sit down and come up with a plan. Brandon handled the physical side, like reducing you two and more exercise together. I handled the research, worksheets, and study guides, and extra help. Except for math, math was all Brandon. And the goal was simple. Next time that B becomes an A. That was Brandon's mindset. Focus on the solution, move forward, execute. So no, I don't sit here asking why us, why me, why this moment, because I truly believe Brandon knew exactly what he was doing in those final moments. He was protecting people. He was protecting his kids. And I believe he knew I would understand. And baby, I do understand. Lucas understands too. To us, Brandon isn't just a superhero in the news, he's our real life superhero. Now let me tell you why I chose him. Brandon had three different names for me, depending on the situation. There was Babe, usually when he needed help finding his keys, or needed a favor, or y'all love this one, or if he forgot to tell me when he would need to be gone for a whole week on a training exercise, 1 week before he needed to go, and he knew 3 months in advance. Most people over there know exactly what I'm talking about. Then there was Bay. When he was in a good mood and he wanted to let me know it, this one showed up when he would tell me something the kids did that made him so proud. And then there was Cat. Cat usually showed up when you looked at the credit card statement and maybe there had been a little too much travel, shopping, and self-care on it for the month. But the funny thing is, he never asked why. He would just shake his head, smile, and remember who he married. And that was the beautiful thing about Brandon and me. We knew exactly who we chose, and if something like this was ever to happen, I knew Brandon would be exactly who he was meant to be. A protector, a leader, a hero. And honestly, if Brandon could see all of this attention right now, he would be horrified. He would probably say it's a little cringe for all the young folks in the room. And then he would turn to look at me and say, "Babe, I was just doing my job." But to us, and so many people here, it was so much more than that. Lucas, I want you to hear this. Your daddy loved you more than anything in this world. Everything he did, every long day, every early morning, every expectation he had for you, it all came from love. And the best parts of him live right here in you. We're gonna keep going, we're gonna keep growing, and we're gonna keep making him proud. And baby, we got this. To Brandon's students, especially his MS4s, I know he pushed you, sometimes to your limits, but his expectations were high because he believed in you. He was preparing you for what he would say is the real military and for real life. And the way you responded that day showed something powerful. He trained you well. Lucas and I thank you. To our families, our friends, and this community, I can't express how thankful we are to you. Thank you for all the calls, the messages, the texts, the cards, and the food trains. To senior military and government leadership here today, I thank you for coming and look forward to working with you all to impact change. My parents, to Brandon's family, to our friends who dropped everything to stand beside us, we see you, and we are grateful beyond words. And to the people who will still be here months from now, when the news cycle moves on and the headlines fade, we thank you. Because real support isn't just today, it's tomorrow and the years to come. Brandon believes something simple. Don't just talk about change, do. Execute. And that's exactly what we're going to do for Brandon every single day. We love you, babe. And you take your rest. No, we got this.
Good afternoon. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Lieutenant Shah. Brandon was my cousin, and over the years he became much more than that. He became a fellow soldier, a fellow aviator, and someone had the privilege of mentoring over the years. I was about 14 years ahead of him, and it showed. It still shows, because he's still better looking. Standing here today is one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. I did 20 years in the military, and I spoke to dozens of memorials, and this is the hardest cat. I'll carry that anchor for you. I got you. Kat, Lucas, Aunt Judy, Mimi, and the whole family, and all the friends that came today, my heart breaks for all of us. Brandon dedicated his life to his family and serving the nation. Many people will speak about his rank, his assignments, and his long list of accomplishments. Those things matter, but what they really represent is a man who consistently chose service over comfort and responsibility over ease. He was the son of an immigrant who began his Army career in 2003. Like much of our family, he carried that with pride where he came from and what we have built together in this nation. Our family created opportunity here. We worked, served, and contributed to building this nation. And we'll continue to do so in his name. And Brandon lived that fully through his leadership, his service, and the way he carried himself every day. He served across the Army and the world. He led formations. He deployed in defense of this nation. He earned the Bronze Star, which, by the way, is a funny joke because Brandon would call me every time he needed something. Right? Every time, I'm not getting along with my boss. But to also remind me, Riz, I got my second Bronze Star, and I believe that's one more than you. It's true. Or when he pinned Lieutenant Colonel, he called me and said, hey, that's one more than you. I retired a major, I was a Mustang, so slow starter. But not only would he call me for help, he would also call to remind me how he just beat me. His bench pressing I didn't really care about, but that's another story. And I'm going to tell you a funny story because it's about storytelling. A good friend of mine, Maggie, who was an Army captain at the time, came to ODU when Brandon was a cadet. And she spoke on behalf of Aviation Branch. And when she'd done speaking, Brandon walked up to her in uniform and said, hey, do you know my cousin? He's in Army Aviation. She looked at his last name and looked up at his nose and went, yeah, I know your cousin. Because we carried that with us, right? And if you know Brandon, you can picture that moment. Because when she pointed out the nose, he's a little prideful, so it was funny. And what that started when he joined the Army was, every time he went somewhere and I knew somebody, I got them to mess with him because I was 14 years ahead of him in my career. Interesting enough, when he was a cadet, he got branched. A different branch, and I won't say what that branch is, but it was not the one he wanted. So guess who he called? Riz, I got this branch I don't want. I'm like, brother, you chose the Guard. That's just the way it is. And I was like, if you switch to active duty, recruiter, right, I can get you Aviation Branch, because I had just enough pull in those days to make it happen. It's not the fact that I got him in the aviation branch, it's what he did with that opportunity. He excelled. And I saw time and time again a leader who took responsibility seriously. He wore that mantle of leadership like no one else I knew. Someone who kept showing up, doing the right thing, and carrying the way it was meant to be carried. That story with Maggie always makes me laugh and think about the simple things, right? Like what's in a name, and when Brandon stepped into the same profession, it was a unique honor for me. Except he chose Apache, so I was a Black Hawk guy, but Army folks, you guys understand that camaraderie. But I got to watch him from a distance because we were always like this, right? I'm stationed here, he's stationed here, I'm retiring, going over here at DOE, doing this energy stuff now, but as his career progressed, he ended up serving with leaders who were friends of mine, and I said, I would call them, and like his brigade commander sitting around here, and I was like, you need to mess with him. And I would tell them, give them fake duties. That would just mess with him, and then later on in the day, oh, your cousin Riz called me. Well, it got old for him, but not for me. But what really meant was that I get these phone calls, text messages. Brandon is really stepping up. He's building a reputation of excellence, and that mattered. Not because he earned respect on his own, through his actions, his leadership, the way he took care of his soldiers and his family, and then he would marry Kat. And I would find that he finally found balance in his life. And then he had Lucas, and there was a pride with him that I'd never seen before. So he was a husband, a father, a son, and he was family. My heart is shared for the entire family and all of his friends who had the privilege of knowing him. Before I close, I want to leave you with something. When you've been all over the world, you learn to look to your left and your right, and no matter who's standing next to you is the most important part. In our family, we have Baptists, Catholics, Muslims, Jews, all kinds, and we love each other. And that's important, but this moment of trial reminds me of what matters. Not the things that divide us, but what keep us together, and that is the most important. And the military really taught me that as well. We love each other, and the only color we see is green. And to his family, his life mattered, his service mattered, and the impact he had on others will endure beyond this moment. And I know I can say this, Brandon lived a life of service, leadership, a commitment to others, his family first and foremost, his soldiers, and the people who loved him will carry that legacy forward. So Brandon, I'll always be proud of you. Rest easy, brother, until Valhalla. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Thomas Ellis, and I have the honor of speaking on behalf of Brandon's friend group. If you look at us, we're all wearing red lapel pins in honor of Brandon. It's his favorite color. The group consisted of myself, Andre Wells, Chris Strickland, Cairo Sorto, who all knew Brandon for more than 2 decades. When you know someone for 22 years, you get the opportunity to watch them chase their dreams, become a husband, become a father, while still maintaining the person that you met so long ago. When people talk about Brandon, they talk about the teacher, the instructor, the pilot, the soldier who served his country with courage and distinction, and all that's true. But the Brandon we knew also showed up for his friends no matter what. He pushed us to be the best. He always lifted our spirits, and he always let us know that we mattered. Brandon had this rare combination of determination and accomplishment. He was humble but yet kind, and he never sought out recognition. He always just wanted to do the right thing, serve others, and live a life of purpose. And most of all, Brandon loved people. He loved his family, he loved his friends. which is why it seems so fitting in his last chapter that he spent time doing exactly that, being with loved ones and then shaping the next generation. Brandon wasn't just a friend, he was a brother. Over the years, we shared countless memories, life's challenges, yearly guys trips, 5 weddings, 11 kids. We're all better men because of Brandon. And to the family, thank you for sharing Brandon with us for all these years. We loved him deeply, and we will carry him with us for the rest of our life. Most people's legacies are measured in the years. We will measure Brandon in the lives that he impacted. We love you, brother, and we'll never forget you.
Good afternoon. My name is Cecilia Faso, and as the current cadet battalion commander of the Monarch Battalion, I am deeply honored to speak today about a man who didn't just lead this program, he saved my life. Before I talk about what Lieutenant Colonel Shah meant to me and my fellow cadets, I think he'd want us to start the way he always did, so I'm going to tell you guys the dad joke of the day. What does a baby computer call his father? Data. That spirit, that ability to find light in any moment, is exactly what we loved about him. I know my classmates and peers have 1,000 stories that capture who Colonel Shah was, and while I could spend hours retelling those stories, Colonel Shah always told us to be bold, be quick, and be gone. So I'll just highlight a few of the attributes that made him the leader we all needed. One of my favorite things about Colonel Shah was his comforting honesty. He always gave you the straight and narrow, but as we say in the Army, don't bring a problem if you don't have a solution. He didn't just point out where we fell short. He always had a solution ready to help us get back up. He was also incredibly giving. In our very last training meeting, he told us that he had remaining funds from the university left in the program's budget and opened the floor to any requests that cadets had. Now, in typical Colonel Shah fashion, most of those requests were promptly denied, but the fact that he asked meant everything. He wanted us to dream big for the program he loved so much. Colonel Shah lived life to the fullest, right up until his final moment. So today, let us not just mourn him. Let's cherish the life he modeled for us. Sir, this isn't a goodbye, this is a thank you. Thank you for being our professor, our mentor, our friend, and upholding and exceeding the standard. We have the watch from here. Thank you, sir.
May the Lord guide my words, and may they ease the pain for the Shaw family. I want you all to know what Lieutenant Colonel Brandon Shah was to me. I've known Lieutenant Colonel Brandon Shah half of my life. The first time we met, I was 18 years old, and a young private first class in the 82nd Airborne Division. And when I mean young. You hear me? Like, fresh out of high school. So, there was so much I needed to learn. And I learned a lot more and so much under his leadership. For me, Brandon was that light of knowledge, extremely intelligent, and he wore it well. As a second lieutenant, he inspired a young PFC into becoming a commissioned officer who stands before you today, an honor and privilege I hold so close to my heart. I would not have known the special programs the U.S. Army has to offer if it wasn't for him. His leadership and guidance inspired me to choose the path I have chosen. And I will continue to inspire others by impacting others and imparting them with wisdom and guidance, as he has done for me since the moment we met. Brandon Shaw, Lieutenant Colonel Brandon A. Shaw, you saw something in me all those years ago that I could barely figure out myself at the time. Then that seed of hope, possibility, determination, and a little motivation kicked in. You handed me that Green to Gold book that you built for soldiers in our unit and handed it to me. This book provided the blueprint for the Green to Gold program in all of its details. That book stayed with me my entire career. I will always cherish it. Since then, I have paid it forward and will continue to do so as long as I'm able. Your spirit and legacy lives in all of us. One of your last words to me on that 11-minute and 47-second phone call was that you were so proud of me after I told you everything I've been working on. Big bro and mentor. I never got a chance to tell you this, but I am so proud of you. I'm proud of you for all you have accomplished since we met in 2008. You lived your dream, and that will continue to live in all of us. I will continue to make you proud and accomplish the task at hand, like you used to say, to the illustrious S1 shot all those years ago. You led us well, and we will continue to make you proud. We got it from here. We're gonna miss you, and we love you, man. All the way, sir, airborne.
Greetings and condolences to the family, friends, and supporters of my friend, Lieutenant Colonel Brandon Shah. John 15:13 reads, "Greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends." Brandon and I met at the University of Georgia and instantly clicked as two of the few active duty Army soldiers or officers in the MBA program. By chance, our families became close neighbors in the Fort Stewart, Savannah, Georgia area for nearly 4 years. Although Brandon was a native Virginian, he was one of the most loyal UGA alumnus I knew. Our academic history, football, and our shared service in 3ID became our bond. While we're busy with our professional requirements, Brandon embodied what it meant to be a friend, full of optimism, transparency, and a natural ability to inspire those around him. He was a brilliant mind. After speaking with Brandon for just a few minutes, one would surely learn something new. And within about 5 minutes, you would also find out that he was a proud Apache pilot. He never was shy about that. And even beyond his mention, all of his colleagues can confirm he was indeed one of the most skilled aviators in the U.S. Army, truly world-class, and moreover, a transformational and courageous leader. Brandon lived life to its fullest, as the cadet just said. His flyover at Stanford Stadium was a lifetime highlight we'd often reflect upon. As many know, Brandon carried a generous heart. And so it's ironic that Brandon's final deed was to actively instruct the next generation of leaders. To the cadets of the Monarch Battalion, God bless you, and thank you for your courage. I'm certain you learned a lot from Lieutenant Colonel Shah. Lessons like enjoy life, be a good teammate, live with integrity, get the job done, and be the best you can be every day. On this special day of celebration, I'll defer our routine exclamation of "Go Dogs." Instead, I'll highlight a correlation. The fight song for this upstanding and illustrious university that Brandon loved personifies his spirit and that of the battalion that he led with distinction and excellence. Hail, Old Dominion, your courage roars. Hail, Old Dominion, your valor soars. Hail, Old Dominion, go Big Blue. Our victory lives on in you. Rest well and fly at altitude to a class act, a family man, a beacon, my friend, and our true hero. To Kat, Lucas, and the entire family. Brandon loved you deeply, and he'll be missed the same. Most sincere sympathy from Christina and the kids. May God allow his legacy to live on forever. Rest in peace, my friend.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, thank you for being here today to honor Lieutenant Colonel Brandon Shah and his family with your presence. My name is Greg Bedoin, and I've had the privilege of serving with and being Brandon's friend for the past 17 years. I know that there are no words to describe the emotions that we have all felt since we tragically lost Brandon. I also know that only God can provide the comfort that we all need to heal. I pray that God showers Catherine, Lucas, and Brandon's entire extended family with his love and comfort. Catherine, I know that everyone here and others not in attendance are lifting you and Lucas up in their prayers. It was 2009 when I first met Brandon. I was serving in a new position, and my boss was forming a new team. We were short manpower, so we did what all higher headquarters do in the Army. We put out a tasking for subordinate units to nominate us personnel. In the tasking, we asked for a highly motivated, intelligent, disciplined young officer to fill this critical position. Well, what we got was Brandon. When Brandon showed up for the interview, he lit up the room. His infectious smile and his mischievous laugh captivated us all. He also said the magic words, "Sir, I will do anything to help the team." Brandon was immediately our #1 draft pick. I then learned that we were both in the same brigade in the 82nd Airborne Division, 3rd Brigade Combat Team, the Panthers, and we had both been on the same deployment to Eastern Baghdad, FOB loyalty in Iraq. We had an instant bond. Brandon was simply a rock star. He was relentless, innovative, and always shouldered more than his share of the load. He made us all better every day. Brandon never gave up his lifelong dream of returning to Army aviation and becoming a pilot. He would tell me that he needed to do something more than serve as a battalion or brigade adjutant officer. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. He just wanted to do more. Brandon wanted to be a combat leader. During our deployment to Iraq for Operation Udon, Brandon pushed himself daily to overcome his asthmatic condition that he developed post-commission. The story and how he developed that is for a different time. Brandon pushed himself physically and mentally every day during that deployment. In less than a year, he no longer required his inhaler, and the doctor cleared him of asthma. Brandon asked our boss for his support, submitted his packet, and was accepted into flight school immediately following our redeployment. Decisive, fearless, and calm under pressure, Brandon was one of our best. Brandon was not trained to be a warrior. He was born a warrior. Since the time we served together, although we were separated by distance, we grew even closer as friends. We communicated routinely through all these years. We would talk shop, we discussed our families, and we bragged about our boys and how we wanted them to be better and more accomplished than we did in our lives. Most recently, we were discussing retirement, which I was sharing with Brandon my lessons learned as he moved toward his retirement date. In a world full of transactional relationships, Brandon possessed a rarely seen quality, genuine loyalty. Brandon was a man of true character who did not build relationships based on what you could offer him. I was truly blessed with a brother and an amazing friend. I want us cadets to know how much Brandon cherished and loved being a part of your Army journey. My phone is full of pictures of his time at Old Dominion. They include military science class pictures, a new workout facility, and an M119 Howitzer being fired at a Monarchs football game. His only goal was to make the Old Dominion University program better and prepare you for your future leadership roles. I challenge you all to be decisive, fearless, and calm under pressure, just like my friend, and my brother, Lieutenant Colonel Brandon Shah. Those qualities will serve you well in the future. As proud as Brandon was to lead Old Dominion University, ROTC, the true love of his life was Catherine, and the true joy and pride of his life was being Lucas's dad. Lucas, I know you already know this, but your dad was so proud of you and loved you more than any words can ever express. Catherine and Lucas, we love you, and we are praying for you. May God bless you and comfort you now, and most importantly, in the days ahead of you. Thank you.
Well, good afternoon. My name is Lieutenant General Retired Donna Martin, and I am a proud Army ROTC Monarch Battalion alum. So I am honored to say that I was Brandon Shah's mentor. We met about 4 years ago, right after he became the PMS here at Old Dominion. Brandon was on a mission. And one of the things he did is he called all the alumni first. He wanted to put us to work. And so on his first phone call, he asked me when I could meet with him. And I came right over. I was stationed at the Pentagon as the Inspector General of the Army. And we talked about the program. Brandon told me that the program had some challenges and he wanted to address all of them. He was a list kind of guy. He made lots of lists. And so I told him, I want you to put 3 things on your list. 1, I want you to establish a vision. And if you are a cadet in this battalion, you know Brandon had an incredible vision. I asked him, you have to be able to answer this question. What does the program you want look like? I told Brandon, you have to have a presence. And boy, did he take that one to heart. He was everywhere. Brandon Shah strengthened the bond between the Army and this university. He met with leadership. He met with the college. He kept them in the forefront of everything he did because he always wanted the best for his cadets. He brought back the rappelling wall. And then I think the thing he was the most proud of, he got a cannon. And he even fired it at the pep rally. You know, I came over for that pep rally before the homecoming game, and Brandon kept telling me, he goes, ma'am, get over there, because we're gonna fire the cannon over here. And he was so incredibly proud of that. He instilled pride in this program. The cadets in this program are active on this campus. They do all kinds of things. And when I came back for the 40 under 40 program, cadets were ushers. Cadets take charge. They're proud to be a part of this university. And Brandon instilled that in you. Don't ever forget that. The third thing I told Brandon was that no one cares how much you know until they know how much you care. To the cadets, I hope you know how proud of you he was. I knew because he bragged about you all the time. 2 months ago, Brandon asked me to be your commissioning speaker. And 2 months ago, he started preparing me for your commissioning ceremony. Over the years, I was to learn all about all of the Rhodes Scholars, all of the engineer degrees, all of the medical students. And then his text to me about this senior class went something like this. Ma'am, I hope you're enjoying retirement. We look forward to seeing you again. We have 28 second lieutenants, 18 to 20 Navy and Marine Corps, and 12 to 15 medical doctors, all services. And I know that as we get closer and closer to commissioning, he would be prepping me with more stats because he was so proud of you. You were his life, and he took this assignment so very seriously. He always wanted to do what was in your best interest. To Kat and to Lucas and to the entire Shaw family, thank you for sharing Brandon with us. Thank you for supporting his journey. You will always be a part of the Army family. We will not forget you. And we will never forget your incredible sacrifice. To the cadets, Lieutenant Colonel Shah is still watching you. Make him proud. Show him that you were listening. All of those classes and all those labs. Go out there and be the best Army officers that you know that he prepared you to be. And then I want to say thank you to Lieutenant Colonel Brandon Shah for your vision, for your leadership, and for your sacrifice. John 15:13, again, I know it was stated earlier, but we cannot state it enough. Greater love has no one than this, that he laid down his life for another. Rest in peace, my brother.
know you can't survive. So when you feel like hope is gone, look inside you and be strong, and you'll finally see the truth that a hero lies in you. Lord knows dreams are hard to follow, but don't let anyone tear them away. Just hold on, 'cause there will be tomorrow.